Now in this chapter we will study the shear stress distribution across the cross section. So tau is the shear stress induced due to the shear force S. So S is the shear force, A is the area of cross section, by dash is the distance of centroid from the neutral axis, I is the moment of inertia, area moment of inertia of the whole section about the neutral axis, and B is the width of the section at the neutral axis. Okay. So tau is the shear stress at any section at a distance by from the neutral axis. So any section at a distance by from the neutral axis will face the shear stress. Tau is equal to SA by bar by I into B. So S is the shear force acting at that section, A is the area of cross section, by dash is the distance of centroid from the section from the neutral axis, I is the moment of inertia of the whole body about the neutral axis or the area moment of inertia of that cross section about the neutral axis, and B is the width of the section at the neutral axis. Now shear stress distribution in a rectangular cross section. So in a rectangular cross section, this has been derived that tau is equal to S by 2I into d square by 4 minus by a square. The unit is Newton per meter. Okay. Shear stress it's, but the unit is Newton per meter. Okay. That you have to remember, it's not Newton per meter square, it's Newton per meter. So shear stress distribution in the rectangular cross section, tau is equal to S by 2I d square by 4 minus by a square Newton per meter. Okay. So in that rectangular cross section, if you are asked that what is the shear force acting in the upper 1/3 of the cross section, then upper 1/3 of the cross section will be from d by 6 to d by 2, because from the neutral axis to the outermost fiber we have the distance of d by 2 because centroid is at the middle. So neutral axis is at the mid and distance of the both top surface will be d by 2 and d by 2. So if you are asked the shear force acting in the upper 1/3 of the cross section, then you have to integrate from d by 6 to d by 2 of the shear stress. So S by 2I has S by 2I into d square by 4 minus by a square into d by has been integrated from d by 6 to d by 2. To find the maximum shear stress induced. So this is the question about a rectangular cross section. So if you are asked in any cross section, if you are asked to find the maximum shear stress, then first of all find the maximum shear force in the whole span. In the whole span, first of all find the maximum shear force acting at any cross section. Means the cross section will be the same, but along the length you have to find that at which point the maximum shear force is acting. Then with that shear force, that maximum shear force, compute average shear stress is equal to shear force by B into D. B into D is the area of cross section of a rectangular cross section. So area of cross section of a rectangular bar, rectangular cross sectional bar. Okay, so B into D, and tau max is equal to 3 by 2 into tau of average. Okay, so maximum shear stress induced will be 3 by 2 into tau average. Now tau average has been computed using this, that SF by BD, where SF is the maximum shear force in the whole span. Okay, so this is for a rectangular cross section. Now tau max by tau average is equal to 2 for a thin circular tube, means polar moment of inertia of a thin circular tube is 2 pi r cube tube, 2 pi r cube t. So okay, so for that thin circular tube we have tau max by tau average is equal to 2. Now tau at the neutral axis, tau average and tau max for rectangular cross section, triangular cross section and a circular cross section. Okay, so tau average is maximum shear force by area of cross section. So area is B into D for a rectangular, half into B into H for a triangular, and pi d square by 4 for a circular one. Okay, so this is how you get the tau average. Then tau neutral axis is equal to 3 by 2 into tau average for a rectangular, 4 by 3 into tau average for a triangular, and 4 by 3 into tau average for a circular. So for a rectangular cross section, we have tau neutral axis is 3 by 2 into tau average. For a triangular, 4 by 3 into tau average, and circular also 4 by 3 into tau average. Now tau max is at D by 2 for a rectangular cross section. Then D by 2 means at the mid. Then tau max is equal to 3 by 2 h by 2 from the apex for a rectangular cross section. Okay, so h is the total height of the triangular cross section, and h by 2 from the apex means top vertex. Okay, so from the top for h by 2 distance is the maximum shear stress position in a triangular cross section. Then for a circular, it's plus minus r by 2 means radius by 2. Okay, plus minus, if you are taking up as a positive, then negative bottom means the downwards as a negative one. So r by 2 plus minus. Okay, so in case of both rectangular and circular, we have shear stress at the neutral axis as the maximum shear stress. Okay, so for both rectangular and circular cross section, we have maximum shear stress induced at the neutral axis. Now we will see the shear stress distribution in a I section. So this is the I section, a beam having a cross section of I. Okay, so topmost this portion is known as flange, and the vertical one, the mid one, is known as web. Okay, so in the flange and web, what is the shear stress distribution is there? So we have to see that. So this is the shear stress distribution. Okay, in the flange. Okay, this is in the flange shear stress distribution, and this is the shear distribution in the web. Okay, so this is shear distribution in the web, and maximum shear stress at the middle. Okay, at the neutral axis. Okay, so shear stress distribution in the I section. So in the flange, we have tau is equal to s by 2i into capital D square by 4 minus by a square, and in the web we have tau is equal to s by 2i into a small d square by 4 minus by a square plus s by 2i capital B by a small b into d square by 4 minus a small d square by 4. Okay, so if you are asked only that just before the flange taken from the website, means this higher value if you are asked, then s by 2i into capital B by b into ds into capital D square minus a small d square by 4. Okay, that will be the value of the shear stress induced just before the flange taken from the website. And if you are asked just before the flange, then tau is equal to s by 2i d square by d capital D square minus a small d square by 4. Okay, so this is a small d, this is capital D, this is small b, this is small b. Okay, this is for a I section. Don't confuse it with the area moment of inertia that I have computed for a I section. For that, B and D value were a different one. For this, B and D value are a different one. So don't confuse the area moment of inertia that I have computed for that diagram. No, this is a different diagram, and this is having a different value of the measurements. Okay, so in this formula, these are the values of capital B, small b, capital D and a small d. Okay. Now shear stress distribution in various cross section. Okay, so first one is the rectangular cross section, second one is a T section, and third one is a cross, means a plus sign is there. So this is the shear stress distribution in this cross section. Okay, three more cross section are there: rectangular one, triangular one, and a circular one. Okay, so this is the shear stress distribution in these. In the triangular one, you can see that it's not at h by 2. Maximum shear stress is not at h by 2, but lower than that. Okay. So this is the cross section and this is the shear stress distribution. So first one is a first one is a square which has been tilted, okay, along the diagonal. Second one is a T section. Third one is a cross or plus sign. Fourth one is a rectangular one. Fifth one is a triangular one, and sixth one is a circular one. And these are the shear stress distribution along those cross section. So these are the shear stress distribution. Okay, so thank you.